Welcome to 3 Count Commentaries. This is our match commentary, where MagMongoSlade watches from beginning to end a wrestling match that got 5 stars or better in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, or was extremely hyped up online to see if it matches the hype. Today's entry is Bandido versus Mascara Dorada for the Ring of Honor World Championship at the AEW versus CMLL show. It is also aired on Ring of Honor Global Wars for English commentary. I will be watching the version that is in Spanish because I don't really care to hear the English commentary. So before we get into the match, let's say the match aired on June the 17th, 2025. It got 5 stars from Dave Meltzer. It also, on Cage Match, it has a 9.07 with 230 votes. So the internet wrestling fans really like this one. I like Lucha Libre, so I decided I'm going to give it a shot. It's been hyped up online. Let's talk about it. So let's get right into this thing. And I'm going to hit play right now. All right. Oh boy, they're doing the introductions. Both guys look pretty cool. Mascara Dorada has a nice little golden jacket here. Everything looks pretty sweet so far. I like the shot, and it looks fairly normal. I don't see the crowd jumping up and down. They don't seem to be super excited for this match right now. Crowd energy is a big reason why I would rate a match highly. That if a match is highly anticipated, I actually kind of get into it from there. But the crowd seems to be, there's some Bandido fans there. There's people in masks and all this sort of stuff, so that's cool. But they're not jumping up and down really excited. So they're about to get started here, but the bell hasn't rung yet. Well, the bell is ringing right now. Let's talk about Mascara Dorada. I've seen quite a bit of this guy. I've seen him pop up on AEW a few times. This is the guy I got mixed up with Grand Metalik. Apparently he took on Grand Metalik's gimmick when Grand Metalik went to WWE. So he's much more slender. But now the crowd's waking up. The crowd's getting into it now. So, but this is a face versus face match. Neither one of these guys is a heel. So that's going to be already sort of a knock for me. Because I think all classic matches are classic heels versus classic baby faces. So they gotta have to win me over. They already on behind the 8 ball because it's a babyface versus babyface match. All right, I will say they got a hell of a collar and elbow here. Nice little struggle there. Mascara Dorada gives them a clean break. He's actually willing to challenge Bandido. I like this. I'm actually quite happy to see a collar and elbow tie-up because you almost never see those anymore. But there's a lot of beating of the crowd here. You know, Bandido and Mascara Dorada trying to get the crowd into it, walking around clapping. They get back into a collar and elbow tie-up. This time Bandido gives Mascara Dorada a clean break. Then they go into some striking exchange, and they're doing head palm shoot-offs. But then they start doing some dances or whatever. Nice little flipping arm drag there by Mascara Dorada. Trip by Bandido. Arm drag by Mascara Dorada. Trip by Bandido. Picked up head scissors by Mascara Dorada. So it's going pretty fast here. All right, and that nice little exchange there, they're showing that Mascara Dorada ain't one to mess with. He's pretty good. Bandido sitting on his ass, and Mascara Dorada is like, get up, let's see what you got. All right. So they've already trying to establish that Mascara Dorada is the younger, faster of the two guys. He is younger and faster. I think he's 7 years younger than Bandido, which is not a big difference. Okay, that was a completely unnecessary somersault, but he goes for a head scissors, and Bandido catches his legs, flips him up, lands on his feet. Head spring, flip. What are you doing that for? Clothesline missed. Kick missed. He tried a GTS, but Mascara Dorada blocked it. Okay. He's up on the second rope now. Mascara Dorada is, and he does a double jump 450, lands on his feet, rolls through. Pretty good. Trip there by Bandido. He stays in position for the 21 plex. I hate the 21 plex for that very reason, because you have to stay on the ropes like that. Okay, interesting leg sweep, but Bandido jumped over the leg sweep. Give him the pistols to the chin. All right, it's a little sloppy. There's a couple of mistakes there. It's looking a little too choreographed for my liking, but it is what it is. It is what a TI is on this trip. Here comes Mascara Dorada. He jumps into the arms of Bandido, and he trips Bandido as Bandido tries to run away. He flips again. He's running. Nice little uppercut there. He's running more. Dorada dumped over the top rope. Okay. Bandido's about to run and do something. He's about to run. And, oh, Mascara Dorada springboard drop kick. Not bad. Now, Dorada's clapping, trying to get the crowd into it. He's about to do something here. But I don't know what it is. Oh, Torneo. Over the top rope. Or Torneo, as they call it. It's when you do a jump and you spin. You know, so. They have a fat referee. What a bulbous referee they got here. I just noticed that. Very bulbous referee. Very husky gentleman. I know he's hot, because I would be. But that was a pretty cool move they got there. They showed the replay 3 or 4 times. Alright, so Mascara Dorada is up top now. Bandido selling a little bit. But he goes back. He turns himself all the way around, and he's pointing at Mascara Dorada as he runs towards them. There's a Kenny Omega influence. Mascara Dorada's offense is very weird. He just did like a kick, and then a spin kick, and then a jumping kick. Just a whole lot of stuff going on here. He's on the top rope now. He's begging the crowd to get a reaction. Now he's setting up Bandido for something. 450 splash. Oh, he hit it. 1, 2, and he kicked out. I'm pretty sure Bandido won this match, because I would have heard if Mascara Dorada won a Ring of Honor title. So I knew that wasn't going to be the finish. And that's part of how I grade matches. Are they going to get me to believe that Mascara Dorada could have won this match? So there's a whole lot of guys with their back to their opponent, which I don't like. Pop-up cutter. All right. A whole lot of pointing and running, which I don't like. But here comes Bandido. Ooh. Nice jump. Oh, he ended up in the crowd. Bandido jumped over the top rope. Did a nice little turn, half turn there. Nailed it. And the momentum took him into the crowd. Now he's standing on the chairs in the crowd. That was actually pretty cool. All right. This is actually not bad so far. It's kind of young man's lucha libre. You know, it's not brutal. They're not fighting. They're just kind of showing, doing style points. Ran his head into the ring post. Bandido is trying to take advantage of Mascara Dorada being sort of dazed from that. Okay, he's going from a suplex from the inside out, or from the outside in. Oh, nice. He did it. Bandido did a stalling suplex with one arm from outside the ring on the ring apron in the ring. It's only going to be a 2 count, of course. I don't believe that was going to be the finish. But there's a lot of Mascara Dorada masks there too. I would like one of those. Why would Bandido think that would be the finish? He's never beaten anybody in life with that move. You've never beaten anybody ever with a top rope suplex. Stop it, sir. Okay. He's about to... Nice chop there by Mascara Dorada. He's teasing something. They're doing a lot of communicating with the crowd and taking away from actually wrestling each other and fighting one another. And it's not even like posing. It's just kind of like trying to get the crowd into it. Nice run. A clothesline by Bandido. He turns his back on him, and Mascara Dorada runs and kicks him in the head. They're still beating the crowd. This thing's been going on for a little while now, and they're still trying to get the crowd into it. Dorada, why did he do that? Oh, whoa, great jump over the top rope. Great helo. I didn't understand why Mascara Dorada ran and slid outside the ring, and then Bandido followed him and leaped over the ring post. It was a great spot, and it looked great, but I didn't understand the psychology of why Mascara Dorada ran away from Bandido. It just doesn't make sense. Now Bandido's on the top rope. He does a Eddie Guerrero shimmy. He's going for the frog splash. Ooh, great frog splash. 1, 2. Oh, pretty good kick out there by Mascara Dorada. I haven't seen anything that makes this match feel like a classic yet. I'm pretty sure this match is, look at the timer, it's probably got another 15, 20 minutes. That's a lot. This match probably long, brother. I should have looked at how long the match was going to be. But I want to be surprised when the finish comes, so I don't want to know how long the match is. All right, so Mascara Dorada once again is in the second rope waiting for 21 plex. And instead of what's that? Okay, Frankensteiner. 1, 2. But Mascara Dorada continued to wait for the 21 plex holding the second rope, which I dislike so much because Bandido runs away from a prone opponent who is giving him his back. He turns around and runs away from it in order to do the 21 plex because it's such a complicated German suplex finisher. I don't like it, but I like Bandido. They're still trying to get the crowd into it, and the crowd is starting to wake up. There's a whole lot of this for a match that's supposedly a classic, that these guys are communicating with the crowd and trying to get them to react and get into it. Okay, now they're doing a chop. They're doing chops. They're chopping each other. This is the Japanese influence here where you just stand there and let a guy smack you in the face or smack you in the chest. But they're laying the chops in. You can see the sweat flying from them. They're trying very hard. Now they're working their way down to their knees and they're still smacking each other. They're still taking turns. It turned into power slap. Where's Dana White? They're power slapping the shit out of each other here. And Mascara Dorada is basically demanding that Bandido keep coming, and Bandido's feeling beat down. Oh, he just threw a punch on Bandido, but it was weak. Now they got their foreheads touching, and they're leaning against each other, and Bandido points to the ropes. Where is he going? Now both Bandido and Mascara Dorada go to the ring apron. There's no reason for this. And they're going to go back to slapping each other. Alright, this is not a classic. Alright, it's a good match, but this is obvious cooperation. The psychology of it doesn't make any sense. Why are they on the ring apron? Now, it is getting a little bit more intense, but I don't understand why they couldn't work their way to this spot. Now they're doing super kicks on the ring apron. They both try to drop kick each other and end up kicking each other. They both land on the ground. I can already tell you this is not a classic wrestling match. It's a good one. Like, it's not bad, especially for a modern match. But they've already done way too much obvious cooperation. There's already too much crowd beating with them trying to get the crowd to respond. And if you look at the crowd, there's people looking at their phones. You know, there's some people making noise. You can hear them. But the match has been going on for a while now. And it doesn't seem like everybody's into it. But, you know, they always, I don't know how long this match is. So they always got an opportunity to take it up to the next level. They both just broke up a count from outside the ring. They're both selling. Bandido's crawling on the ground. But Mascara Dorada is beating the ring, trying to get the crowd to wake up and pay attention to what's going on here. But he's actually selling, hitting that ring apron. Are they about to start chopping each other again? No. Bandido pushes him. Nice counter there. Kick to the head. I like this bridge that they got there at CMLL. Alright, so he's springboard. He jumps over it. Bandido, he clotheslined him. Okay, head scissors. Oh, head scissors on the ramp. Alright, they're outside the ring. They're on the ramp. And Mascara Dorada gets, arm dragged on the ramp. Now Bandido's out there. Oh, he gets overhead throw onto the ramp. That looked like it sucked. I will say that. Oh my God, Mascara Dorada is climbing the stairs. He about to jump off the stairs. Oh shit, he's on top of he's on the LED boards. Oh, he leaped off the LED board and slid down the ramp. Hey, that was pretty good. I like that. That was pretty good. That was a hell of a spot there, and it made sense. It's a little extreme, but they've been outside the ring for a while, but I don't know what the count is in Mexico. Is it 10? Is it 20? Doesn't matter. But now the crowd's into it, and now Mascara Dorada runs with Bandido and tosses him back in the ring. He's still clapping, trying to get the crowd into it, but the crowd was just chanting. Now he done turned his back to Bandido again. He ran up the ramp. Now he's going to run from the ramp and do... Oh, okay. He jumped over the ropes in a half turn there. Only got a 2 count. Would have been nice if he would have took advantage of, jumping off the LED board, except, turning around and walking away just to run back and do a flip. I mean, could have tried pinning him. Could have tried hitting him with another move. I don't know. I don't understand why they can't do some of the spectacular stuff that they can do, but working it into the match where it looks more believable and doesn't leave your opponent with so much opportunity to recover. Again, this is supposed to be a simulated fight. That's how I look at wrestling matches though, so it's a little bit different from everybody else. Okay. Mascara Dorada tries the sunset flip, is countered by Bandido. Bandido has his legs and his arms. What is this now? 1, 2. Okay, he's bridged up with his neck. He headbutt his thigh. 2 again. All right, Bandido headbutts the other thigh. 1, 2. He's still bridging up with his neck. Now Bandido is lifting him. Oh, wow. Oh, now you're headbutting him in the chest. He's still holding. This is great strength here by Bandido. Great core strength here by Mascara Dorada as well. Great athleticism by these guys. Now he's got his legs underhooked under his legs and kind of like a power driver thing here. Only a 2 count. These two guys are... That was a good spot they were doing there, though. It shows a lot of strength and athleticism. I'm very impressed. Now they're both selling, but I'm not sure what they're selling. Well, Mascara Dorada got dumped on his head, so I guess he's selling that. The referee is now trying to get both guys to get up and move around. I know he's hot. It's the middle of June. I know he's having a difficult time, brother. The crowd seems to be having some fun now. Now Bandido with a clothesline in the corner lifts Mascara Dorada up to the second rope, top rope. He goes up there with them. He's going to do a power slam from the top rope or the second rope. Mascara Dorada is fighting it off. Not enough urgency on fighting it off, but he fought it off. Now Bandido just sits up on the second rope. And he's just sitting there while Mascara Dorada turns his back to Bandido. And Bandido is still just sitting there while Mascara Dorada is in the corner. And he comes running towards Bandido, flips up. Oh, he stood up on his shoulders and did a Hurricane Rana. Well, very nice of Bandido to sit there and allow this to happen. Now he's going up to the second turnbuckle. Now he's going to the top turnbuckle. What is Mascara Dorada about to do now? And he's going to... What is he doing? Okay, shooting star press. Solid. 1, 2, and okay. Yeah, they're just doing stuff to each other. I mean, it's okay, but they're just doing stuff. The Mexicans like it. So I guess that's what matters. It was a good shooting star press though, but I didn't buy it as a false finish. I like that they're turning the lights on. Now the crowd seems to be getting a little bit more into it. Even the referee's trying to get the crowd into it now. Now the crowd is into it. They're clapping. That shooting star press really did it for him, huh? All right. And he's not taking advantage of having Bandido down. He's allowing Bandido to get up on his own. Now he's punching him in the head. But they're very weak attacks. They don't look like they're meant to hurt him. He's mocking Bandido's hand signals. He countered it. Bandido got his up on his shoulders in a torture rack kind of situation and flipped him into like a GTS, who goes into the second rope to set up for the 21 plex. Bandido bounces off the ropes, 21 plex, and is that the finish? 1, 2. Oh no, he kicked out. Oh goodness. He kicked out of Bandido's finish that he was kind enough to stay in place so Bandido could do it on him. This is not bad. It's not like a shitty match or anything like that, but if you actually look at wrestling matches for struggle and intensity, it's not that. It's not on an upper tier. Certainly not a 5-star match from what I've seen so far. If it were to end within the next 2 or 3 minutes, I would completely disagree with the idea of it being a 5-star classic. Right now, both guys are just kind of selling. Bandido's not taking advantage. Or he's running across the ring. He did a jump. He got a counter. Ooh, kicked right to the chest. That's pretty good. But Mascara Dorada does not follow up. Instead, he turns his attention to the crowd. And now he's on the top rope. Again, he's preparing to do something. Bandido finally counters something from the top rope. And then just let it happen. You can tell these guys are both putting their all into it. They're very young guys and they are breathing very heavily. They're both standing on the top rope. Bandido, well, Mascara Dorada lifted his leg to let Bandido do this fall away slam from the top rope. It was a tough spot. Tough spot there. And Mascara Dorada just rolls from the top rope to the second rope, put himself in position for the 21 plex. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this wasn't a classic. I'm sorry. It wasn't a classic. Look at the finishing stretch. They do a fall away slam or a power slam from the top rope. Mascara Dorada crawls from where he landed to the far side rope, grabs the second rope, and put his head down in position for the 21 plex. They didn't work hard to get there. Bandido didn't have to work to get there. The 21 plex has the same weakness as Rey Mysterio 619, where it requires an opponent to be in an awkward place. And once your opponent is in an awkward position, an unnatural position at that, then, you know, it's hard to stay immersed in the fight from that point. Look, this was a good match. I couldn't call it a 5-star match. Not one of the best matches I've ever seen. It was a good match, though. You know, was it a 9.07? No. It wasn't even one of the better Lucha Libre matches I've seen. It was good, though. I wouldn't say it was like middling. I wouldn't put it in the middle of the road. But there was not enough intensity here. There was not enough fight here. It was 2 baby faces, which already put them behind the 8 ball, like I said earlier. So they were doing a lot of crowd interacting. So there was a whole lot of clapping and beating the mat and trying to get the crowd to get into it. And eventually they got the crowd into it. But the biggest sin of this match was how they just allowed each other to do stuff. You know, like, you just stay there while I turn my back, go to the far side corner, run, and then do this move to you that you don't counter, that you absolutely could counter. And there's no good reason why you couldn't counter it. This is what match psychology is all about. You know, I know it's Lucha Libre, it's different. But even in Lucha Libre, you can set these things up so that they look more like a fight and more like a struggle. So, Dave Meltzer gave it 5 stars, like I said earlier. Cage Match gave it a 9.07. I disagree with both of these things. If I was to give it a numeric value, I would probably give it a 7.5. If I was to give it a star rating, it'll probably be, a 7 is about. A 7 out of 10 is slightly above average. So in a star rating, it'd probably be like a 3 3/4. It doesn't feel like a 5-star classic to me. It suffers from the gravest sin of pro wrestling, which doesn't look like a simulated fight. And even in Lucha Libre, at a high level, things look like a simulated fight. You know, I've seen modern day Lucha Libre that looks like a simulated fight. This did not. So sorry. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought of the match, or what you guys thought of my commentary. Do you disagree with me? Feel free to do so in the comment section below. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.
Tell me what's worse than learning all that you led to believe was all horse crap. They distort, so question as if you worship.